Yes. Well, who cares? Bitch, I got black. Okay. Nobody care about this. This is right. Oh, damn. Gotta need both of them. Alright. Uh, I'm ready for my croissant, Mr. Demian. Make sure the site is functioning how it's supposed to. Alright. Ooh, what's good? What's not? Tell me why. I hate when I just did my eyes like that. Ooh, my feet look yellow. Alright, it's fine. It's the lighting. What's good? What's not? Tell me why. And remember, my comment sections are and always will be a safe space. Welcome back or to my channel. My name is Gib, aka Speaking the Truth, because that is what I do. And today, I want to talk about baddies, specifically Baddies Gone Wild, because I'm feeling a little deprived because it just wrapped up. Reunion Part 3 aired last week. So this past Sunday, no more Baddies Gone Wild. And I was like, I kind of miss them, but I think this would be a real good opportunity to just go ahead and talk about it. Now, if you don't know, which a lot of y'all don't, my first foray into podcasting was actually supposed to be a Baddies podcast with a former Bad Girls Club cast member. Obviously, that did not happen. Um, so I've been kind of looking for a way to talk, ratchet reality here on my own channel. So I figured the same way I do everything else, I'm just dive right in and do it off rip and with a ranking video. So today I'm going to rank all of the cast members and kind of give a little review on the cast and the season as a whole. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I came up with a little tier list, made it online at tiermaker.com. So if anybody want to go in there, actually tier rank the cast members as well, that'd be dope. I wonder, I definitely want to see where everybody would rank the cast. But by the way, if you see me looking off to the side, I'm just looking at the monitor, so there's nobody here. But, oh, I need to get my opinion from you real quick. Speaking of opinions, let's just get right into those. And obviously, I will explain the tiers as I'm putting people into them. So, right off rip, we have Bahati, the fan fave, and I am not even going to play around. I'm not gonna play around one bit. She goes into top tier, head baddie in charge. That is the tier that means they are a baddie inside and out. They did everything they were supposed to do on the show. They stood on business. They showed some personality, and they maybe want to see them either on the main Baddies cast or on another season of Baddies Going Wild. Now, with Bahati specifically, she was the fan favorite, so she won the 50K. That was supposed to be the whole point of this season. As opposed to the regular baddie show, they're all competing for 50K, trying to show, who's the most fun, or who's the wildest of them all. But so considering she won the 50K, I don't necessarily think she should be on another season of Baddies Going Wild. However, if they do like a Baddies All Stars, I think that'd be cool for her. If they do, I was they're gonna do more seasons of Baddies, so she should definitely just be put into the regular Baddies show. What else do I have to say about Bahati? Even though she didn't win all her fights, like she stood the pain every single time, and actually every single time she lost a fight, she was ready to still keep fighting. Like she wanted to fight until she felt like she got her at least a little bit of her lick back, which you got to respect it, even though that's not good for her physical health. But obviously, the moment where she got her brain ripped out and shaved and bald and stuff. That was absolutely everything, and it really just showed she looked a lot better without the wigs. It kind of made me a little upset that she kept doing wigs afterwards. Like, girl, embrace that fade. Get a nice little design. Ooh, that'd be cool. But anyway, moving on from Bahati, next we have the one who instigated the entire beef between Bahati and Daisy. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Coco, I don't like her. I don't like her on the show. And honestly, if I didn't say before, I'm only talking about the cast, how they were on the show. I'm not talking about any of the online drama or anything like that. Just episode one, the reunion part three. Coco stood on business, which is exactly why she is going to go in the category of stood on business. Not quite head baddie in charge. Don't need to see them on another season, but it's like they came, they did what they were supposed to do, and they went home. Now, I don't see baddie when I look at her. I just don't find her attractive. Maybe also a lot of her personality just came into it too. Really, every time I think about Coco, I get flashbacks to the episode where Natalie was in the house with them in their new house, and she was asking what's going on, and all you heard was Coco. Well, what happened was she did this, and then that's what happened was she did this, and I'm like, why is this reminding me of the little pissy girl in the neighborhood that used to always try to tell everything to everybody? Like, it was really bad. Um, but at the very least, she could fight. You know, even though Daisy bust her out open and she ain't really get her lick back from that. She is the only person in the house that really went toe to toe with Daisy and like held their own. Like especially at at the reunion, like they was going blow for blow. Like I don't think either one of them lost or won those fights. Like they just fought and that was it. So I will give Coco that. Um, Actually, do I want to put her down a basic baddie because of that? Nah, I'm gonna give her a 10. She did what she was supposed to do. Next up on the list is Cupcake, and she gonna go ahead and kick off our bad casting category. Unfortunately, because there was something that was a little bit likable about Cupcake on the first episode. I feel like when I first saw her confessionals and stuff, I'm like, okay, she seemed like she gonna be kind of like mama bearish in the house or big sisterish, where she just go kind of be there to like comfort everybody and try to bring out the good vibes whenever she can. She was not. She was an instigator who couldn't really fight, who seemed like she was copping pleas every time something happened, which was just like it was giving wasted space the entire time. So, all right. And next up on the list, we have the complete opposite of bad casting, and that is Daisy. Now, even though she was bad unlikable on the show, you cannot deny the fact that she is made for reality TV, specifically ratchet reality TV. Um, she's another one I would love to see on another season of Baddies Going Wild. Honestly, if I feel like if they put her in another season of Baddies Going Wild, she's gonna come in with that "I ran the house last season, I'm gonna run the house this season" type of attitude. And the new cast members are either going to bow down to that, or she gonna have some ops, which would make for a very entertaining season. Uh, I hated how she handled the whole situation between her and Bahati. I really wish she kind of like took just her and Bahati and like they just kind of took a day to let everything cool down and really just talk about everything because they could have really got to where the misunderstanding was between the whole Coco situation. Uh, but she really just let Coco instigate it and get in her head, and she was really feeling the high of being like the heaviest hitter of the house to where it didn't even really matter to her, which that sucks. Because like I said, because I really wanted to like her, especially after the first episode. I feel like a lot of people actually like Daisy the first episode, maybe even the first two episodes. But as soon as that situation went down between her and Bahati at the park, it was like, oh yeah, it's over. She's a weirdo. Um, if not another season of Baddies Going Wild, she could definitely be another one that could just go on the regular baddies, and she probably gonna go in with that same I don't think she actually gonna go in with the "I'll run the house" more as like I'm not scared of nobody and none of y'all can mess with me type of vibe. You feel what I'm saying? But next up, polar opposite from Daisy. I'm not gonna lie, I so badly want to put this girl on bad casting, but I will give her her tens off of looks alone. Erica Raven is definitely a baddie, but this was the wrong show for her. It really was. Yeah, I feel like Erica Raven would have been better off on the whole Love Cabin show, which is, I guess, Zeus's answer to Love Island. Um, Especially, like I said, off looks alone, she's a gorgeous girl. So in a dating show atmosphere, like she would probably be a fan favorite. Like she does seem like she had a likable personality and stuff. But this show, this environment, just didn't really get to show that. Um, I kind of agree with Oxy about how she handled the Rella situation. Like I think even if you did want to fight, if you got this little girl calling you out, just go ahead and dog walk her real quick. Like you're way bigger than her. Like you ain't need to use no battery or nothing. Especially because she wasn't being jumped in that situation until after she used the battery. Like when she used the battery, that's when everybody else tried to fight her. But at the same time, you can't control how people respond in those situations. So, um, just not the right show for her. Really, not the right show for her. Another one who I also think this was not the right show for is Gloss Up. Um, I will put her in basic baddie because she stood the pain when she was supposed to, even though she didn't win most of her fights. Especially that fight at the park with Shay. I don't care if you tripped, if you fall while you fighting somebody, it was because of the person you fought. You gotta be better on your feet. I don't know what to tell. She almost had a likable personality. I feel like if she didn't link up with the side of the house that she did link up with, she might have been more likable. Cause I can't really think of nothing like personality wise that was really that bad about Gloss Up. Like she was kind of a confessional gangster because like her what she was saying in the confessional didn't really match up with what she was doing, but that's really it. Like she's a gorgeous girl, probably top five, like most gorgeous girls on the cast. So yeah, basic baddie for Gloss Up. I will say that Oxy had the best confessional about her with the whole give up. that, that was the top three confessionals of the season, maybe even the top one. But somebody else I wanted to like Hurricane Emery, aka Hella Lame Emery. Not to misgender her, she's obviously a woman. Um, she's a little jokey joke. But I'm really going back and forth between basic baddie and barely a baddie because I do think she look all right. Like I remember on the first episode, I like just off looks alone, I was like, okay, like I'm interested in her. Like she look kind of good. Like what's up? Like, and I thought again off of her first couple confessionals that like she was gonna be one of the like girls in the house that's like kind of stand on her own, not really let nobody like bother her too much, but like get down when she's supposed to get down. And I thought the hands was definitely gonna be lethal. They were not. Like I'm really curious as to where the name Hurricane even came from. Uh, because I mean, when it got time for the fighting, like when she was fighting Jaden, it's like whatever. Jaden wasn't really off that for real, for real. But that fight with Shay in the living room, like the editor could not save you, baby. She drove you through that living room. I saw it. I saw it. I did. And at the reunion, Oxy and Shay turned Hurricane into a light breeze. So I'm gonna put her at basic baddie right next to Gloss. She can go right next to Gloss. Like the hands and the mouth don't match for either one of them. They look all right. Well, I think Gloss is fine as hell. Um, yeah. Basic baddie makes sense. And they was best friends. They was clicked in the house. It just makes sense to put them both right together. Next up we have Shay, and I will put Shay and Head Baddie in charge. Honestly, if but Hottie wasn't there, I think Shay would have been the fan favorite. Um, honestly, think Shay would have been in the same position that she was in if Bahati wasn't there. Uh, I don't really remember anything that was too unlikable about her personality either. When she first came in the house, she said what she said about the celebrity pics or the people who send videos online, and it's like from her perspective, I kind of get it. Like I've watched an episode of Zeus auditions, and I seen how long they be standing outside of the lines, or heard how long they be standing out there, and basically standing out there all day just to get into a room to have to argue and fight for a spot to be on the show. Like that's doing the most, the absolute most. So if you know for a fact you got people on the cast with you that didn't have to go through that, like there is gonna be some built up animosity, and I feel like Zeus producers definitely knew that, which is why they did it. Um, but outside of that, when like people was calling her out for it, and like she was just like, "I ain't mean that about you" or whatever, it's like it does kind of seem like she was copping some pleas, but at the end of the day, I feel like she ended up fighting all of them anyway, and for the most part, she won all those fights. Like Shay had hands, she was fun. She was like the epitome of like what I thought Baddies Going Wild would be when I heard about the show and the name and saw the cast. Like I expected more people to act like Shay, and I see what she was turning up. So yeah, Shay had Betty in charge. I hope she do come back for season 2 of Baddies Going Wild. I think she would be like a returning cast member that actually bring more of the fun vibes to the house than the bullshit. Because she just had such a bad time the first time. I imagine she don't want to repeat that. Uh, or go ahead and promote her to main show too. Like anybody in the head baddie in charge category can go main baddies or another season of Baddies Going Wild. If they stood on business, I guess season 2 of Baddies Going Wild. Come on back, whatever. Next up, we have originally who I made the stood on business category for, and the reason why I really wanted to wait till after the reunion to even make a video at all was Jaden. Because on the show, I was like, if I just judged it based off the first and the last episode of them being in Brazil, I would have put Jaden in the miscast category, unfortunately, just because she seemed like she was really out of her element there. She seemed like somebody who was like fresh out of high school and like just graduated, like never lived anywhere but with at home with parents, like. But she was very likable. I could say that. Like she had some funny confessionals. It was just annoying to watch her kind of be forced to have to fight when people was pressing her, like, because I feel like once you're in that environment, if somebody presses you, you just got to stand on it. Like you just got to go ahead and run it with them. It's just show that you're not scared. Otherwise, people gonna continue to pick on you. But at the reunion, she did what she was supposed to do. Like she ain't win her fight with TT, but she held her own, and you got to respect it, especially from somebody who was perceived as one of the weakest in the house the entire season. And yeah, again, Baddies Go Wild season 2. I hope we see Jaden again and a different side of Jaden. Somebody I definitely don't need to see again is Janellis. All she was a pretty face to me. She was a very gorgeous girl, very very gorgeous girl. Uh, outside of that, she ain't really have no emotion in the house. Like her whole she kind of drug the thing with Shay about the celebrity picks thing. Like she drugged that beef from episode 1 all the way through the entire season. Like it just kept that as a reason to not like Shay, and then the other girls didn't like Shay, so she linked up with them, and then boom, she got friendships. Like that's kind of how it worked out, in my opinion. Her only like real bond seemed to be Erica, and she wasn't even really on the screen half the season, more than half the season, in my opinion. So yeah, that's all on Janelle. She's real cute. Her accent is adorable. Uh, barely a baddie though. I don't. She's a baddie in appearance alone. Like the hands weren't really hands, and I can that the way that I will never forget that fight with the first 3 episodes. She wanted to run it with Shay again, and Shay was backing her down, and she ended up pulling Cupcake into the fight with them as she was getting pushed into the hallway, and like took both of them down. Like it was a whole thing. Jelly's just no. And another one straight to the bad casting. Bingley, way too young for this show. Way too cringe for this show. Like 80% of what came out of that girl's mouth was just like, yeah, she gave try hard energy too, but it also seems like that just might be her personality. And if it is, it's like once you warm up to it, maybe you might love it. I didn't. Anyway, uh, Rella G's, ooh, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth and back. Yeah, she's back casting too. Yeah, the show would have been better without her. It would have been better or just the exact same without her. Yeah, yeah. Festivals weren't really hitting for nothing. Every time she opened her mouth, no disrespect to anybody who is mentally challenged or anything, but every time she talked, it sounded like she was slow. So, moving on to TT. TT, I would at the very least put in stood on business. The only thing keeping her out of head baddie in charge, honestly, is the fact that she basically let Daisy beat her up for a bed. She's talking about, oh, we can share after this. What? You just ran in my room talking about, oh, we about to fight over this bed. Like, what? Huh? And then got beat up over the bed, and now we friends? No. Now y'all bumping persons on the bed? No. Who is doing that? But at the very least, she is another one who has a personality for reality TV, even if it's as the villain. Because there was really not too much that was likable about her. She had some funny moments, especially with the, get up, Craig, every time she had somebody on the floor when she was fighting. Like, that was funny. And she had some funny confessionals here and there. And I ain't gonna lie, even some of her looks, like, even though she's not the best looking, like, I was like, I could see the creativity. I see what you're doing. Like, you got some chutzpah. I like things about TT, but the whole package as a person is just like nah. But wouldn't mind seeing her on another season of Baddies Going Wild, just to see if she either sees how she was on the show and says, I don't really like that and want to show a different side and really, show some growth. Like, I'm like, okay, that could be cool. Like a more likable side of TT, like could be cool to see on the second season. If she comes back as the same TT, all I will hope is that there is some other cast members who is also on that with her. Like, oh, you want to be on bullshit? I got bullshit here right for you. And last but not least, not the fan favorite, but my personal favorite, Oxy. Oxy Pearl. And I'm definitely throwing her in Head Baddie in Charge. I feel like, honestly, from day one, she gave off, like, if you don't start with me, I don't really have a reason. Like, she seemed like one of those girls that's just like nothing too much gonna move me. Like, I'm gonna kind of just do my own thing no matter what. In the very beginning, I believe it was her and Bahati who just like randomly, maybe it was her and Shay. I don't know. They just decided to go out and be drunk as hell, like go skinny dipping in the pool. They was having a good time just randomly by themselves. Like, that seemed like if it was more of that was giving Baddies Going Wild energy, you know? Like, they was just having a good time doing what the hell they wanted to do and didn't have a care in the world when anybody thought about it. My thing with Oxy, she didn't have to punch Erica Raven when she was getting pulled away from the fight. That 2 piece of the biscuit, which was really just, what the thing is called a snack wrap. It was really just a snack wrap. Or a slider. It was just a slider. It wasn't that. It wasn't all that. And it, like I said, it was very unnecessary. Like, she could have just told Erica Raven, like, hey, Rella's a really small girl. You got a whole lot of size over her. Even if you didn't want to fight her, you ain't have to use a weapon on her. Like, I think that's weak. Like, and that would have just been that, because I don't think Erica Raven would have wanted to run it with her, honestly. um, but other than that situation, like, oh, the bad thing with TT. I'm not mad that she didn't fight TT in that moment, because it's not like TT grabbed their bags and like threw their clothes all over the place and did a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff. Like, she moved some cheap twin size mattresses and box spring. It wasn't even a full box spring set, like bed frame. Like, she moved that and threw some covers and pillows all over the place. Like that's gonna take all of 5-10 minutes to put back. Like I would have also been very unmoved by that. Now touch me, touch my stuff. Sure, we gotta run that, but it's a bed, bro. Like so, wasn't mad about that. And being goaded to fight Gloss again in the club when it's already like you didn't beat this girl up already. Like y'all don't really do that again. That was a little much, but I kind of will attribute that to you just drunk in the club, and everybody egged it on, which led to the whole brawl outside. Which I think Shay, Oxy, like they held their own. Like they, as much as they was talking about Jaden and Bahati not helping, which is also knocks against both of them, are not helping the way that they wanted them to, which was throwing hands. That I think they did fine. I think they did fine. I agree with them. But what else did I actually do on the season? Like I said, I wasn't mad how she handled the thing at the reunion. It did give Hater a little bit though when she was saying the whole thing about like, oh, that's your fan favorite. I'm not gonna, they got scalped, and I'm not gonna help her if she get jumped or whatever. Which I'm pretty sure actually did still ended up running up for Bahati at the reunion every time except when she was fighting Daisy, which nobody really jumped in that. Like everybody kind of let them do they was because Bahati was wrong for what she did. But that happened on social media, so we're not really gonna talk about that. Like I said, with everybody else who was in Baddies going wild, head Baddies in charge. I would love to see Oxy on the second season of Baddies going wild. She didn't win a 50K, so maybe she could come back with the opportunity to win 50K. Her, Daisy, TT all got changed, but didn't win money. So I'm like, maybe they can come back to attempt to win money. If they don't, it's a chop, whatever. But I could also just see her being on a regular Maddie show. Like she will very much bring kind of to second energy. Like not as far as the fighting, but like just as much as I ain't really on that unless you really own some dumb shit. Like and that's cool. Like that kind of does get batty to me. It's like we don't have to do this all day. Like who got time to be fighting all day and messing up their face all day? But like if it gets to that point, then it gets there, and we have to go there. And you don't want me to take you there. Um, so yeah, that's how I feel about the Baddies One Wildcast. I feel like literally, if you cut this list in half, so everybody from basic baddie and up, if that was the main cast, the only cast for this show, I feel like it would have been a little bit better. It would have been a little more even as far as how the size of the house broke down. It actually would have gave Bad Girls Club energy like how the show was supposed to for real, because you would have had, an odd number of girls with there only being one extra to kind of either be neutral or just completely have nothing to do with the situation, or they're just on the other side of the house and it's like 3 against 4. But usually the side with more girls have at least two weak links that it's like, I can handle both of y'all. But as far as the actual show itself, it was entertaining enough for the watch through. I don't see myself going back and actually watching it again. That's the only reason why I didn't include clips into this to kind of show the actual altercations that I was talking about. Because I'm like, I'm gonna feel like I have to watch the whole thing again, or something in me when I go to watch just the fights. I'm gonna be like, man, I'm about to just watch the whole thing again. And the show wasn't that great for me to do that. But like I said, I will continue to watch my Ratchet reality no matter what. So I am anxiously awaiting a Baddies Gone Wild season 2 cast announcement. Um, Once they do that, I'm just gonna kind of probably go through rank the girls just off of just expectations off of the pictures alone, or maybe just talk the looks in the pictures or something like that. Um, and when this current season of Baddies Africa is up, definitely we'll go through, rank that season, rank the girls, talk about the season, and go back and do some old seasons as well in between seasons. While we waiting for a new season, I'll go back and talk about some old. Yeah, I think that's it. Glad to get some Baddies content in there, man. I like my ratchet reality. Same with my wrestling. That's my soap opera with body slams. This is my, because it's not a soap opera at all. It's just ratchet reality, man. It's trash drama with fights. that aren't choreographed. And some of the fights ain't that great, you know. They be hyped up by the trailer and all of that, but some of them be really good. And it'd be really fun to watch some people get beat up. Sometimes you see a face get beat up. I'm like, oh, they ain't deserve that, but it's just a part of life, man. Yeah. Till then, see you on the next video.